The weather today kind of has me wanting to tear apart something and put turbos on it. So we're gonna do the Jeep. If you haven't watched the last video, here's most all the parts we're gonna use. Dual blow-off valves.
China.
Dual wastegates.
China.
Twin turbos.
China.
Holley low ram with the TIC Performance air-to-water intercooler, Mishimoto water tank, which has got a bilge pump in it to run the water through the intercooler. Let's see, fuel pump, etc. If you want the more in-depth of stuff, you'll have to go watch the previous video of exactly what we're going to do to this. But yeah, so the plan today, I got a good buddy of mine coming over. We're gonna put some engine mounts in a Toyota Camry of his. But I'm gonna at least today try to get the intake off of here and set the Holley intake with the intercooler on it. I gotta do that because I need to know how far the intake's gonna be out and how far down, so I know what all I need to order for the exhaust tips to weld them up for the V-band, so I know if I need to mount the turbos up more or down more or over in or whatever. So I need to at least get that done. So I'm gonna try, I think I'm gonna try to make this like a 4-part video. They're gonna be longer because it's gonna be a little bit more detail. I'm not gonna do as many time lapse and stuff like that, hopefully. I think I fixed the audio too on this camera. The past couple of videos, the audio just hasn't been very good, but I am trying. So bear with me until I get that figured out. Let's see, I might, if I have enough time before Mark gets here, get the pack out stuff in the cooler and everything out of here and try to test fit the ice tank. Yeah, so I'm gonna try not to have to pull any of the coolant line stuff off. I'm gonna try to work that around so I don't have to buy more antifreeze and whatnot. I might have to do some relocation stuff for the alternator and the power steering pump and whatnot, but I should still be able to work around all that other stuff. So we'll see. I'm really hoping this thing makes, 700-800 horsepower, at least to start with. And we can just, if we need a little bit more,
more power, baby. 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 More power, baby.
I'll go get a 6.2 or something and throw a 6.2 together and then I'll make a little bit more power. Yeah. It should be a pretty easy build anyways. This stuff really ain't that hard. It is time consuming, I will admit that, but that's about everything you do anyways. It's always time consuming, always takes forever to do everything, especially if you're trying to run a business on the side like I am, wrenching on cars and stuff. It takes forever when you're trying to do your own stuff, or when your phone's ringing all day, because my phone never stops ringing. I have to put it on silent, which is a good idea now. There we go. Put some headphones in so I got something to listen to. Jesus. There we go. Man, you'd think I didn't want the wiring to go anywhere with the amount of freaking zip ties I put on this. Good Lord. they can just ride there. So these breathers, I'm wanting to block off the line here, weld in some like -10 or -12 bungs, both sides, to run it to my overflow here. I haven't hooked it up yet. You can do, I'm pretty sure that's -10. You can do -10 to a 3/8 barb adapter and do it that way, but I want as much flow as possible. I don't want to have any crankcase pressure, if at all possible. So I'll get those put together and won't have too much of an issue. Let's see what else. The wiring harness on these LS engines, man, it's stuff's so simple. Anybody can do this stuff. And it's super easy to know what goes back and whatnot. There we go. Come on, man. Now these things can be a pain in the butt. There we go. There. Oh, and that's how you lose 10 millimeters right there. Sounds like that battery's about to go dead. I'm hoping that the throttle cable is going to work on this, this new intake. I'm pretty sure that the throttle body, they have it set up for like a low car throttle cable, so I don't know. I'd like to not have to fucking redo that, but we'll see. All that throttle cable is, it's literally just out of a 96 Chevy Silverado 1500 with the 5.7. It clips right into the body, clips right onto the intake, works right on the throttle body. So easy, man. This line here, I can actually take it out completely. This is what runs down to the ECU for the map sensor. It's got the map sensor on here, but I'm not running the engine off of this. It's all running off of this vacuum line that runs down to the ECU and hooks right here. So I won't need that now, because they really only recommend you use that when you're doing just naturally aspirated, no boost. Yeah. But, oh, come on now. We'll just go ahead and do this right. There we go. But yeah, so for the new intake and stuff, it's gonna be, I'm gonna do a low dollar sensor, the exact same thing that we put on our race truck. I think I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna put a 3-bar in it. It's gonna be more than what I'll need, but I'd much rather have more and not need it than need it and not, you know, have enough. So, man, it's about ready to come off already. God, I love working on these things. Pop that fuel line off there and we're good. A lot of this stuff's gonna be like metric, but the fuel line stuff and a lot of the adapters is gonna be standard. And that's a little too big, and that's way too big, so. All right, so 11/16s. Let's see. 5/8. I mean, no matter the amount of times I put these things together, I always forget the wrench sizes and everything, so. Oh well. I might have a plug for that. Let me go see.
No, you don't.
I guess I don't have a plug for it. Go ahead and thread it off and I'll just pull it up so it don't leak out. Oh, I love the smell of E. Yeah, all these parts I'm taking off here, we're gonna put on Dirk's Jeep because he's gonna do the exact same NA, just an NA combos that like this is on his. Get the blow nozzle and blow that stuff off. I'd really like to put a Turbo 400 with a trans brake in this thing. And I could do it, but I really don't want to have to refab up the cross member and stuff. And then have to get new drive shafts made. It's just, that's going to be more of a winter project when I have more time to get it done. There, let's try that. Yeah, for now, I'm just gonna leave the 4L60E in this thing. I might slap a shift kit in it. Block off the 1.2 accumulator and do like a Corvette servo or something just to kind of make it last. And then when I get the 4L60E built, when it gets done, then I'll be able to put that in and go on it until it breaks. And then I'll put a Turbo 400 with a trans brake in it. Unless I'm doing the type of race where I have to have a trans brake, then I'll do something. But until then, I think we'll be all right with 4L60E. I mean, I could even do a 4L80E, I guess, because I think Jake Performance or something like that, I think they have a valve body with a trans brake for it, and I think a lot of people actually make those. They're a lot more popular to have done than a 4L60E. I'm so surprised that it's not that common to find a trans brake for these 4L60Es. There must be something internally that won't let you do a trans brake or something like that. I don't know. It has to be something like that. All right, intake's that easy. I'll get this vacuumed off and we'll keep going. All right, got that vacuumed off there.
Oh, they suck it up there so good.
That's all good and clean-ish. Well, these daggone things are starting to leak. They're just some cheap ones, man. They're just Amazon special. The only thing I'm worried about with getting this intake to fit is I think these are way too high. There's a pretty big gap here, so I need to check that real quick. And I guess regardless, they're gonna have to come off because they're leaking. So let me set you guys up here and we'll test fit this intake. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Goddamn son of a bitch!
And this is where the snowball effect happens. So now I'm gonna have to get online, most likely Motion Race Works, and get their steam line kit because this one's not gonna work. Just like I figured. I mean, we're sitting on that and we've got a decent sized gap there. If I got rid of the rear part of the steam lines and ran just the front, it would probably work because that's how we did the race truck, because we only did the front steam ports. We didn't do the rears. So that might be what I do. I'll get on Motion Race Works and see if their kit is a lot lower profile, if it will work with that intake. I hope it does. I really want the rear steam ports hooked up, but it fits pretty good in there. It's kind of tall, but if I would have went with a high ram, it'd have been quite a few inches taller, and that'll put my throttle body, you know, right about here. So height wise, it looks like I'm going to end up, I can put the turbos up, but I need it to go this way. I need it to feed out the bottom of the turbo. So instead of feeding like this out the top, going that way, that'll be this one, and it's gonna have to feed like that. So that's all right. Yeah, let me figure out what I'm gonna do about these steam ports. I'm going to get on there and see what I can find. I don't know, that kind of sucks, because that's gonna hold me up to getting this intake bolted on there. This is the only downfall building any type of race car stuff. Any type of custom builds is always an absolute disaster with the snowball effect of, now, you know, let alone the amount that I got in this intake and turbos and you know, all that stuff. Now I've got a couple $100 in buying a good steam line kit and all that. So that's the hardest part about these entire builds, man. It's the money. Always the money. All right, I'll let you guys know what I figure out. All right, well, that problem's solved. They, Motion Raceworks makes a steam port kit. I don't know if you guys can even see that, but they make a steam port kit specifically for the Holley low ram intakes. Looks like there's a manifold that bolts to the front steam lines, which will go right up here, and then the rear lines just loop around to the back, down the side, and it's hose. Yeah, like that. It looked pretty clean, but that's 170 bucks. Oh well, that's gonna change my, that'll change up this steam port for where it runs to the radiator, but that's all right. Well, crap, okay. We'll go ahead and get these exhaust tips off there, and probably move the alternator off there. Yeah. Sounds like Mark's here. He sure is. All right, well, that'll be it for now. I'll probably do some more later on tonight, so. All right, we're back. That was not too bad of a job putting engine mounts in that car. Book time on that was like over 5 hours, almost 6 hours. And we did that in an hour and a half. So I don't understand why Toyota thought that needed to be priced out so high. But okay, well, let's get back at it. I'm gonna put you guys back on my head mount and start taking this stuff apart, get this off, get the intake back off of it, and get some steam lines off of it, and I'll order the rest of that stuff here in a little bit. But yeah, so let's do it. Pull these off. So. Man, this thing is not very light. Okay. Let's get these all in. 7/16, I think. Might put a little audio in the background of this video, just so like when I'm working and not talking, you guys kind of have a little something to listen to. See if that works. Well, you know, you think I'd remember what size those were. I just put them together. I'm trying not to take it all the way apart, but I guess I'm gonna have to. Good grief. Okay. It'll also be like this, that. All depends on really where I want the turbos to sit. I about knocked them off. I think it's the wrong compressor housing, to be honest with you. I think I need to flop that around. So these things came, the compressor housing was built and all that stuff, but the turbine housing was not on it. So I had to put them on, and since they're reverse rotation, one of them's reverse rotation, one of them's standard rotation, it comes with two different turbine housings. So this will end up being along the lines of that, but I think it's gonna have to come out more. But I can do this, and I can elbow it over, something like that. Put a V-band on this, and it'll be like that. Yeah, so that'll work. So I need to get, regardless, I need to get these welded on. I could square these up. It's not really the right, damn, I'm tired. Fuck. It's not really the right size pipe for it. It's supposed to sit on this inside of this lip, but that's good enough for what it's for. Cool. I guess I need to get on there and order some V-bands, some weld-on V-bands. I need to go ahead and get on Motion and order the steam kit. What else do I need to do? Still waiting on my, back up a little bit. I'm still waiting on my fuel pressure regulator to come in. It bolts to here and here and sits right here. And I'm waiting on the throttle body to come in from Motion. But all right, cool. Let's get these accessories off. Watch out. Better run. I guess what that was. Now I do remember when I put this on because I did a idler pulley relocation from ICT, and this belt was like super tight to get on, maxed all the way out. So we'll see if it's stretched out any. And of course it's different than factory GM. I bought just a replacement one just so I know that I had a new tensioner, and of course it's different size than OEM. Yeah, it actually did. It did stretch out just a little. Okay, well, there. Good Lord. Still feels good. Yeah, I'll end up putting this on, this feels like crap. I'll end up putting that on Dirt's Jeep since this is all gonna get relocated. Yep, cool. Get that alternator off there. Yeah. 10 and a 15. Yeah, I normally try to break bolts loose and stuff with the wrench or a ratchet. I try not to break them loose. Bigger stuff with my electric stuff because I don't want to break the freaking heads off. Snug that up a little bit so I don't lose it. Like that. Boom. Just like that. Put these back in the bracket. Okay, well, that should be about all I need to do now. I need to get some, I need to get the V-bands ordered for this. I don't know why I didn't order that in the first place because I knew I was going to need them anyways. So I'll get those ordered. Get the Motion Raceworks steam lines ordered. Then hopefully by then everything else will be in. The only thing I'm waiting for now is just a torque converter and then a throttle body and stuff like that for Motion. Let's see. Go ahead and get that order. I need to get a front cover crankshaft seal for that new cover. And then that should be about it. Get this off here. Yeah, that's I'm at a standstill right now, kind of. I'll get all them parts ordered. They'll be in a few days, and I'll get on it, and then we'll start welding some stuff up. If I get one of the fellas to come over and give me a hand kind of holding where these turbos are gonna go, I need to make a mount that goes to the bottom of the turbo to kind of hold the weight so it ain't all sitting on the exhaust, and I'll just bolt it to the frame. You know, these are like tabs here. I can do it on both sides. Just have it sitting right there and come up to the bottom of the turbo. So I can try and get some help from one of them to do that. And then other than that, I think we're moving along. That was pretty much the easiest stuff to do there. Pulling intakes on these and you do that shit in your sleep. It's super simple. But, all right, well, we'll be right back. All right, well, let's conclude this part one real quick. I got the pack out stuff all out, and we're getting ready to go ahead and set the ice tank in there, fuel pump, pre-filter, just to kind of get an idea where we want to sit it. If it's loud, sorry. My kid's out here playing with her little thing, trying to make as much noise as she can, but that's fine. So, probably should try to get it further back here, try to help transfer some weight to the back. Yeah, that'll work. And then I can 90 out of here, run up, or I can even run a slit and 90 straight down, run them underneath the Jeep. And then the pump. I haven't quite decided. I'm thinking like this, because I really like directly off of the tank, but now we're running a pre-filter and everything, we can't do that. So probably going to put the pre-filter directly on the tank, 90 out of it, and yeah, that might be what we do. Put this here, 90 it into this. Pumps are better at pushing than they are pulling, so as direct as possible to the tank, and then a couple elbows if we got to do it, because it pushes a lot better. So, and then there, that leaves that. So we got a little bit extra room here. If I can do something with this hose, I might still be able to get my cooler in there, because when we're wheeling, I gotta have my cooler. I gotta be able to carry my beer with me, and I don't want to have to rely on someone else trying to keep up with me to get me my beer. So yeah, I think that's about all I'm gonna do on this first video. Like I said, the torque converter and the last couple parts should be here this week. Then I'll make another video of fabbing up all the turbo stuff. Should probably be seeing that here in about a week, maybe sooner, hopefully not longer. And then after that, we'll do a fuel system, then test fire it, tune it, and then take it out either racing or wheeling for the first time. Yeah. All right, well, that's it for that one. Bye. Say bye. Say bye. I'm just gonna stare at it. Bye. No, be bashful. Normally you can't get her to hush, but all right, peace.